Alright, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is CNN leaks footage of Candace Owens exposing P Diddy and Jay-Z. Guys, it doesn't surprise me that Jay-Z's name is starting to kind of be brought up in here. Jay-Z absolutely has been an absolute shark, like since his inception, let's say. Right, listen to Dame Dash speak of Jay-Z. You'll be absolutely not surprised why he's being named here. Alright, but either way, let's go and check this out. Let's go and jump into this immediately, guys.
The allegations against Diddy don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. An American commentator and author, Candace Owens, is the latest one to come out with her own stories about the bad boy mogul. For starters, she seems to think that the reason why Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years is the fact that he's working with the FBI. In a tweet, she talked about how people called Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy, but he's been right all along.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all shut the up about me. Now let me say it calm. You shut the about Michael.
Right. For starters, she seems to think that the reason.
Listen, I expect Kanye's, along with Cat Williams, ideas on how celebrity life actually is underneath, guys. I expect these things to be absolutely true, guys.
The reason why Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years is the fact that he's working with the FBI. In a tweet, she talked about how people called Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy, but he's been right all along.
Looks like Kanye West just leaked some of his text messages from Diddy. This is getting interesting.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Owens was talking about the time when Diddy was exposed on an episode of Drink Champs a few years ago. But suspiciously, the video was deleted a few days later. A few years later, Kanye also released screenshots of the conversation between him and Diddy, calling the diddler out for being an FBI informant to protect his own dirty secrets. So Candace is officially confirming that she believes what Kanye was saying.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James.
Okay.
They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
And not just that, though. Kanye's also been naming a few celebrities who are Diddy's accomplices when it comes to all of his illegal dealings.
All right, let's go.
And, man, if you look at how big that roster is, you'll probably lose your mind.
They ain't giving us money, they're giving us acknowledgement. I don't want your acknowledgement. And I went so far past any level of acknowledgement. You know, I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So what, I done had like my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody. And you know what I mean? Like I'm crying to see my daughter, and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy.
The handlers.
All these people aren't in position. Now for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on them. What we going to do with Ye? He delusional, that's the best. Dave, give him a call. Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the t-shirt. Tell him like right now the agenda is this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do. And y'all know my stance on this.
You know, since Kanye's never had a problem calling people out for their dirty crimes.
Guys, this is exactly why no one wants Kanye saying anything any longer, bro.
It makes sense how he was exiled from the entertainment industry by the people in power who painted him as an idiot who would say anything for attention. But everything Kanye has said in the past seems to be making a lot of sense now, don't it?
We'll see.
The lawsuit that we have been covering and following, so much being revealed, you're not going to believe that somehow it is connected to Michael Jackson and his death. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of terrified. I think this is gonna be the last day that I cover it. I thought that we were in full conspiracy theory territory when people were saying that Michael Jackson was, I actually know a lot of people that are in the industry who believe that Michael Jackson was, and I just thought, it just sounds too whacked out to believe that somebody intentionally Michael Jackson. Now, I want to remind you, before we get back into Michael Jackson, what we learned in the Diddy document. If you read through them, again, these are all allegations, but you will come out of it understanding that there is allegedly some sort of a blackmail ring that is operating throughout Hollywood, and that artists that are producing music are actually being controlled via being induced into at parties, and then what takes place is they're being recorded, and sometimes they're being
Blackmailed.
recorded while they are in committing acts with minors.
Right.
And something that we also saw in these docs is that these
Hey, listen, this is, I feel like this is factual.
parties, at least a lot of them, are taking place in the Virgin Islands, which again just makes you go, what's happening here? Because Jeffrey Epstein, obviously, his home, or he owned an island that was just off the coast of St. Thomas. So we hear that again. And I'd say the biggest point that we took away from these Diddy docs was that this ring, if you believe it exists, can and will people to protect themselves. And he intimated this event that happened allegedly at a recording studio where Diddy and his son allegedly shot someone, and it was covered up by the LAPD and then the media. Within those docs, and this is where it gets relevant, there is one man that is named as being the person that can do the cleanup. So in these docs, it says, Mr. Combs instructs his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad, that is Fahim Muhammad, if they are ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. Diddy and his son shot someone, and after that shooting, the documents say explicitly that Mr. Muhammad spoke with the LAPD after G was shot at the recording studio. The LAPD was in the recording studio and witnessed the blood in the restroom, and they went with the bogus claim that the shooting of G occurred outside of the studio. This was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections within law enforcement, allegedly.
All right, guys, so here's really quickly, I had to quickly Google this. All right, so Fahim Muhammad is, in fact, the head of security for Combs Enterprises, guys. He is based out of Los Angeles, the metropolitan area. Oh my. All right, call him.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The cleanup guy, Mr. Fahim Muhammad, was also on the scene when Michael Jackson died.
I just got that right here.
I want to introduce you to and allow you to listen to Ian Carroll. He's an independent journalist that is investigating everything that is going on, and he explains that connection.
So this new lawsuit just came out that shows tons of evidence that P Diddy, Puff Daddy, has been running a blackmail operation very much like Jeffrey Epstein, but in the rap and music industry for basically 30 years. And in that lawsuit, we learned that his head of security while he's running this blackmail ring is this guy named Fahim Muhammad, who before working for Diddy was the head of security for Michael Jackson when he was only 21. And he was one of the first people on the scene when Michael Jackson died. And before we go to Michael Jackson, the most important part of the Diddy case to bring across is the fact that the record executives at the very top knew what P. Diddy was doing. They were attending the parties with underage girls where they were spiking drinks. They were deeply involved in Diddy's personal life, and all evidence points to them supporting his operation.
Whoa, guys, let me stop for a second. We have to interject. I believe it. I'm going to tell you why I believe it when it comes to these type of things. Like, if you get in trouble, call this type of thing, right, guys? So, look, I am absolutely someone who is into, like, firearms, for example, right? And I am in a kind of a club, right, where literally if someone breaks into my house and I have to literally dispatch them, I just call them. Right? They make sure that all the bullet holes in the house are basically taken care of, right? If there's any blood, if there's any of the red viscous fluid lying on the ground somewhere, they'll go ahead and change the floor for me, guys, right? And call them first, then call the police, type of thing. Guys, if that is available for regular normies like me, and I have no problem telling you guys this, right? It is what it is. Just make sure you don't come to my door, right? But so if that's available for normies like me, what's available for super rich people, bro? All right, that's why I'm sitting here. That's why I'm saying here, like, listen, yeah, I'm guessing that's the contact. Okay, like once you get high enough, you know, you have the big bro right here, Fahim Muhammad, that comes in and cleans up for you guys.
Life and all.
And really quickly, and they'll be the first ones to send a lawyer directly to my house, basically before the cops come, guys. All right, that's just the reality. So if that's available for me,
evidence points to them supporting his operation.
Now, in the past, Owens has also been vocal about her suspicions when it comes to Michael Jackson's sudden death. And let's just say that Diddy's got a few allegations already, so this doesn't really come as too much of a surprise. So Owens claims the man who allegedly covered up Diddy's son shooting somebody was Michael Jackson's head of security and was at the scene when the King of Pop died.
To tell the masses that Michael Jackson was a raging anti-Semite. It is a fact, by the way, that Michael Jackson did keep a list of people in the industry that he said were his enemies, okay? On that list were people that all happened to be Jewish. So it was lawyer Gloria Allred, music exec Tommy Mottola, Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, you may have heard of him, and I'm going to mention him later, Israeli illusionist Uri Geller, and also Michael Jackson's former manager, Dieter Wiesner. Now, to be clear, it was Dieter himself that revealed that Michael Jackson had this list. But he says that Michael Jackson was just paranoid, that Michael Jackson thought that these industry people were all colluding to try to ruin his life and to take over his life. And again, that was just Michael Jackson.
Not just that, Owens also revealed that Michael had a list of his enemies on paper. And he thought that a bunch of industry people wanted to control him and take over his life. So,
yeah, they did.
Is it possible that Diddy was one of them?
Partying together. So, in the authorities' mind, they feel like Puff knew what Meech was doing. Then, with the introduction to Jacob and different people, and a lot of people going to jail for money laundering and stuff like that, Puff being, and this is documented, Puff being a CI for an FBI agent. I said this years ago, that Kim and Kirk Burroughs took some paperwork. They was taking some papers up to the FBI, so like when they was here in New York.
Right.
They was taking paperwork up there and stuff like that. Don't know what it was, but later on found out that he was a CI. You understand? Now, what happens?
Confidential informant.
The guy probably, that was 20, 30 years, 20-some years ago. The guy probably retired. Puff ain't dealing with him. No, he didn't pass Puff on or something like that. So now, Puff been dodging the legal system. With the people had it wrong. They think it was with the Black Mafia family. No, it was with Butt Naked. I said
BMF.
Said this years ago. The person that he said is a senior advisor, Corey Jacobs. Corey had 9 16-to-life sentences for trafficking. You make him your senior advisor, even though that was your man, he coming home. That's your man, patching pots and pans. But Whoop was the one who took care of them when they was away. You understand? Whoop was the one who took care of them. So now, you got all these, these characters, around you. What they gonna think when they come to your house?
All this chatter has once again led to conversations about Diddy's similarities to Jeffrey Epstein, right down to the child trafficking and recording videos of people to give to the FBI. Now, just like Epstein, Diddy's job has been to collect evidence against powerful people in the industry as an exchange to hide his own crime.
Diddy. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy things that's going on with this story Diddy, right? I mean, a lot of people are calling him the Epstein of the music, the Hollywood world.
Every room in Diddy's mansions were wired with cameras. And he had some of the footage, he had some of the pictures, and he displayed those in the lawsuit that came out. And this was used for blackmail material. They'd bring in these people. A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry. And then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top. And so you get these people in compromising situations. The drinks were laced, the videotapes were hot, and then at the end of the day, you wake up the next morning, what did I do? And then they have compromising material on you. Right. And then they can guide your career. They could kill your career, but they got you. And it wasn't just people in the music business. As you said, there were athletes, there were celebrities, there were politicians, people from the royal family. And we were also...
The royal family?
Told by the former bodyguard that Diddy was an FBI informant. Whoa. So he was a snitch and was feeding information to the feds. And we don't know what that means.
Even Suge Knight has claimed that Diddy was in with the FBI.
All right, so it's definitely Prince Harry, specifically, is what they're referring to. He was named in Diddy's $30 million lawsuit. There is a gigantic link, guys. Oh, no.
Did you, Diddy, and Cat ever hang out where... And the reason why I'm asking this, where you actually personally witnessed some of the accusations that Diddy is having, saying the fact that he had cameras in the room?
Well, listen, thing I'm going to tell you. We from two different worlds.
Suge Knight.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, I'm the guy they didn't want to invite to those parties. And I'm glad of it. I've never been happy to be left out of my life. But at the same time, I'm not the guy who's in for Puffy's downfall, but I am the guy who supports the victims who got victimized, right? But at the same time, whatever the situation is, everybody knows it's wrong. And I don't think he can get punished as hard as a regular person because, you know, he should be an FBI informant for a long time, they say. So
they say, keep that in mind.
Play a role.
You're saying,
asking the question, me, Cat, and Puffy, we had no reason to be hanging out. Me and Cat, and not me and Puffy.
Got it. So you're saying Diddy's an FBI informant, and he's been one for many years.
That's what they say. Nothing never happens, but it's still, like I say, it ain't my business. When I said that because anybody else gabbled up quick, fast, in a hurry. But, you know, the most important thing about this is that with me, you got some people will have a opinion on something that either they weren't a part of or they wasn't there. And I never want to be that type of person.
Find that hard to believe? Well, guess what? Right after the raids, TMZ tweeted a photo showing Diddy interacting with the feds while his mule, Brendan Paul, was the one taken into custody. Now, if the FBI did get their hands on Diddy, why wouldn't they just arrest him? Unless, of course, you know, he was secretly in on the whole thing.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been trading jabs all weekend. It's set the internet ablaze because there have been claims of domestic violence, of hidden children.
It's God's side and the other side, and we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Right. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Guys.
TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Right. And this ain't just limited to Diddy. Because remember when Cat Williams said that 2024 would be the year everybody's crimes would be exposed?
He said
well, after Diddy, it looks like Drake's next in line to be exposed for his inappropriate behavior with the minors. Not to mention the entire situation with Diddy's hotel surveillance footage being leaked, too, proving that every single word Cassie alleged in her now said a lawsuit was true. But yo, guess what? Diddy might not even get arrested for it.
If you've seen that horrific video, surveillance footage of Diddy kicking, throwing things at Cassie and attacking her repeatedly, and you are asking yourself, after watching that hotel surveillance footage from 2016, why had it not come out until now? According to Cassie, the victim in that footage, in the lawsuit that she filed last year against Diddy, she claims that Diddy paid the hotel to get that footage, gave them $50,000, and problem solved. He was in possession of that footage. What I believe happened is in the recent raid of Diddy's multiple properties, the government came into possession of that, and the government, somebody there leaked it because Team Diddy had that until now, paid $50,000 for it, and everybody at that hotel in Los Angeles responsible for this should be held criminally responsible, because if they saw an act of violence, a crime being committed, they had an obligation to report that, and they didn't.
I'll tell you right now, they didn't even know. All right, let's just be honest here for a second. They didn't know. The manager knew, most likely, or the person, the head of security knew. They went to him, knowing that there's a famous person currently staying in the hotel, and was like, "Hey, listen, guess what I saw? All right, I'll sell it to you for this. Trust me." No one else knew. Let's be real.
Shame on them. Shame on them.
Why would they tell anyone?
According to blogger Perez Hilton, Diddy
then they have to split the money.
Paid the hotel $50K not to release the footage of him abusing Cassie that's now surfaced. And if he's got that kind of cash to keep a video from seeing the light of day, just imagine what else he might be hiding too. Yeah.
Ooh, guys. Whoa. Guys, this was absolutely wild. All right. I used to say alleged until I saw the video. Now I'm like, I don't even know, bro. I mean, what's the chance of that being the only instance that, you know, this type of thing happened? You seemed way too comfortable doing that. I saw the video, right? You seemed entirely too comfortable putting your hands on somebody else. So it tells me that behind closed doors, most likely she got a lot worse, right? So it tells me also that everything that she stated within the lawsuit was most likely accurate, guys. There's no joke here now. Yeah, I mean, could one or two things be weird? Because there's a whole lot of absolute weirdness, guys, right? Absolutely. But the overwhelming majority of her statements most likely were, in fact, actual, guys. But all right, guys, listen, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think he did it? Do you think he did all of what he's being currently accused of, guys? As of right now, based off that video that we saw, highly probable. But all right, listen. Catch you guys later. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.